Luke, how's it feel to get the first win in the American Hockey League?
Yeah, it feels great. It's been a long time coming, so the boys did a great job out there, and that was a lot of fun. Those close ones are a lot more fun to win. I thought it was really exciting the whole time, so that's a big one.
What were the feelings going into this one after a couple of games when the guys would like to have back? What was the feeling amongst the team dropping into this one in Belleville?
I think after you lose, you get hungrier every time, and it's just been building. I thought the boys had great efforts every single game, so boys have been building a lot here, and it's good to have some success there, and we're looking to build on that.
Where do you see this game start to turn in favor of Toronto? I know in the second period they score a couple, but it seems like there was no quit.
No, for sure. I thought the effort was there the whole time. Marlies played really well, and the boys kept going, so they had a lot of good efforts out there, and I thought the boys did a really good job with that one.
What do you take away from your game?
Hydrate. Felt like I was cramping a lot in that second period, so I don't know. I think there's a couple things that you can clean up. I find in this league, if you make a mistake, it's in the back of your net pretty quick, so just looking to clean a few things up and move forward for the next one.
Alex, when does this team start to get really fired up in this game? Is it when you tie it up? What happens?
I think we were all pulling hard for Cavi. You know, you want to get a young goalie like that, his first career win. So I definitely think that was something that was on the guy's mind because, you know, he's a really good kid. He works hard. You can tell he's invested in his career. So it's nice to reward a guy like that with that kind of monkey off the back, I guess. Other than that, I think our power play definitely created a ton of momentum for us. I think we've been searching for that a little bit this year. Our power play's obviously been operating at a way better clip recently, but that felt like the first game where we really won us the game. And in my experience in the American League, your special teams has to do that now and then. So I think guys kind of just threw ourselves together. Special teams with a couple big goals, fourth line with another massive goal. Those guys are nonstop. So I think it was just a really, really good road win.
You were pretty fired up there when you came back to the bench at one point. John Gruden kind of giving some words of calming advice. What were you fired up about?
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to talk about the refs, but.
Perfect. You guys got to turn it around real quick and get back into this game against a team with the best record in the league. What do you build on from this one that you'd like to take into that one?
I think tonight's just a classic example of a process game, down but never out. I think we have a pretty bitter taste in our mouths from the last time we played Hershey, so shouldn't be very hard to find motivation tomorrow.
John, after you come out of this game down or into the second period, down a couple of goals, what do you see in your team that allows it to come back and win this hockey game?
Well, from what we've been through and to how we were able to do that, the guys know how to win. It's not like we've never won a game before. I liked their bench and I liked their game up until they scored a couple goals, and we had to respond. They had their push. We played good in the first, and then we were fortunate enough to get those goals and then get the push to get us the victory. So it was a great response after being down, and we found a way to get it done at the end of the game.
Game also got pretty emotional at different times after the solo goal, and then Alex Steeves came to the bench as well, pretty fired up. You like to see that in your squad?
Well, yeah. You like to see it, but you also want to make sure they're staying disciplined and playing within the team structure and where that doesn't throw them off their game. Some guys can get, it's good to get a little bit emotional as long as you can stay in check and it doesn't affect your game. And I think he did a good job of doing that.
Kiefer Bellows gets back on the score sheet after some emotional play in the second period as well. Your thoughts on how he comes back in this hockey game?
Well, he took it. He understood what he did, and he took a couple penalties in the offensive zone. Maybe one of them wasn't so deserving, but at the end of the day, you can't change that. And then when he came back and he played in the third period, and he played. Made a big goal. Big players like that making big goals, and it's nice for him to be able. He's been on the snide a little bit as far as point production, but he still has played well, and it was good to see him get on and with a big game-winning goal there at the end.
And Luke Cavallin picks up his first win in the American Hockey League. Your thoughts on his play?
I didn't think he looked nervous. I thought he almost sometimes looked too loose. You know, every now and then he looked down and he was changing his pads or putting them on the other feet. I don't know what he was doing, but it was good to see a guy that he was excited to get in the net and battle. And regardless, it's nice for him, especially to get his first win too. I'm glad the guys did what they needed to do in the third to get the job done.